If you've been researching Ozempic, you've probably seen prices all over the place. Some people are paying $900 a month, others are paying $1,500. And then you see ads claiming $200 a month. So what's the real cost? Here's the truth. The price you pay for Ozempic depends on three things: whether you're getting branded or compounded medication, whether your dose increases over time, and whether the company you're working with is hiding fees. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Ozempic actually costs, why the prices are so different, and how to avoid getting price gouged. Let's get into it. If you've been looking into medications for weight loss or type 2 diabetes, you've definitely heard the name Ozempic. But with its high price tag, you may have also heard about a more affordable option called compounded semaglutide. So what's the real difference? Let's break it down. Let's start with the most important fact. Ozempic is just a brand name. Think of it like Tylenol versus acetaminophen. Tylenol is a well-known brand you see advertised, but the actual drug inside that does the work is called acetaminophen. It's the same story here. The real active medication inside every Ozempic pen is a molecule called semaglutide. This is the ingredient that provides the therapeutic effect, helping to regulate blood sugar and reduce appetite. So when we talk about Ozempic, we're really talking about the branded version of the drug semaglutide. Let's talk about the price. Branded Ozempic is manufactured by a single company. Because they developed the drug and hold the patent, they set the price. Without insurance, that price is notoriously high, typically ranging over $1,200 to over $1,500 per month. When you pay for Ozempic, you're not just paying for the semaglutide molecule. You're also paying for the decades of research and clinical trials, the marketing, the brand name recognition, and the specific delivery device, the Ozempic pen. This is where compounder semaglutide comes in. What is it? It's made by FDA-registered licensed compounding pharmacies here in the United States. It contains the exact same active ingredient, semaglutide. The key difference is the cost, which is significantly lower, usually in the range of $200 to $400 per month, depending on the clinic or provider you use. Compounding pharmacies create the medication on a smaller scale, which allows them to offer it at a much more accessible price point without the brand name markup. This is the core of the issue. Do they work the same way? The answer is yes. Since the active ingredient in both is semaglutide, they work identically in your body. Both are GLP-1 receptor agonists. This means they mimic a hormone that tells your pancreas to release insulin when blood sugar is high, slows down digestion, and crucially signals your brain that you're full. Because the foundational drug is the same, both the branded and compounded versions reduce appetite and regulate blood sugar in the exact same way. You might be wondering, if it's the same thing and cheaper, why isn't everyone using the compounded version? The availability is directly tied to market demand and FDA regulations. Compounded versions became widely available because the demand for Ozempic exploded, leading to major ongoing national shortages. The FDA has a policy that allows compounding pharmacies to make a version of a branded drug when it's on the official shortage list. This is to ensure patients can still get access to critical medications. The very shortage caused by the popularity of branded Ozempic is what made the affordable compounded alternative legally available to the public. If you're considering a GLP-1 medication like semaglutide for weight loss, you've probably seen the ads starting at just $150 a month. It sounds affordable, right? But there's a catch. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a common pricing trap that can turn that low starting price into a budget-busting surprise. To understand the trap, you first need to understand how the treatment works. GLP-1 therapy isn't a one-size-fits-all dose. For your safety and to manage side effects, you always start at a very low dose. Then, following a standard clinical protocol, your provider will gradually increase your dose every 4 weeks. You continue this step-up process until you hit the dose that is effective for your body. This is called the maintenance or therapeutic dose. This titration process is essential, but it's a very thing that some companies use to their advantage. This brings us to the trap. Many companies advertise a compelling low starting price to get you in the door. What they often hide in the fine print is that the price is directly tied to your dosage. So while that initial $150 a month ad is technically correct, it's only correct for your first month at the lowest dose. The cost increases every time your dose does. You think you're signing up for a flat, predictable cost, but you're actually signing up for a pricing ladder. Let's walk through what this looks like in reality. Month 1, you see the ad for $150 a month. You sign up, get your first month's supply at the starter dose, and pay $150. So far, so good. Months 2 and 3, your provider increases your dosage as planned. The company now charges you more for the higher dose medication. Your monthly bill jumps to $350 or $400. Months 4 and 5, you finally reach the effective therapeutic therapeutic dose. This is the dose you'll likely need to stay on for long-term results. And now, your monthly cost has skyrocketed to $450 or $500. In just a few months, your affordable medication has more than doubled in price. That initial $150 ad was a bait and switch, leaving you locked into a program that is now far more expensive than you budgeted for. But the trap doesn't end with the medication price. Companies often layer on other hidden fees that they don't prominently advertise. Watch out for consultation fees, a charge of $50 to $100 every time you need to speak with your provider for your mandatory prescription renewal. Shipping charges, a recurring fee of $15 to $30 to ship your medication each month. Program or membership fees, a vague monthly charge tacked on for clinical support or coaching, which can add another $50 to $100 to your bill. When you add these to the rising cost of the medication itself, the financial surprise is even bigger. This pricing model makes it impossible to budget or commit long-term. How can you plan for a medication you need for sustainable results when you have no idea what it will actually cost you in 6 months? This lack of transparency forces many people to abandon treatment altogether once the cost becomes unmanageable, sabotaging their health progress and wasting their initial investment. The goal of this video isn't to scare you away from treatment, but to empower you with the right questions. When you're evaluating a provider, ask them directly, is this a flat monthly fee or does the price increase with my dosage? Get the full cost schedule in writing, including all fees before you sign up. Don't let a clever marketing trap detail your health and financial goals. Quick note, if you're tired of confusing pricing and want a straightforward option, TrimRx offers compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide with one flat monthly price that never increases when your dose does. Medications, consultations, shipping, and support all included. Click the first link in the description to see if you qualify. Now back to the video. With so many companies now offering GLP-1 medications, it can be tough to tell which ones are trustworthy. Flashy ads and low starting prices can be distracting. Today, we're going to give you a checklist of red flags to watch for and the right questions to ask, so you can choose a provider with confidence and avoid costly surprises. Don't sign up with any provider until you get clear answers to these 4 questions. Will my monthly price increase when my dose increases? This is one of the most common pricing traps. The starting dose is almost always the cheapest, but effective weight loss requires gradual dose increases. You need to know if and how your bill will grow. What is included in the advertised monthly cost? Is it just the medication, or does it also cover medical oversight, supplies, and support? You need the full picture. Are there any separate consultations, shipping, or membership fees? Some providers advertise a low medication price, but then tack on a separate monthly membership fees. Shipping fees are another common add-on. What kind of medical support do I get between refills? Is there a way to message your provider with questions or side effects? A legitimate service offers ongoing clinical support, not just a one-time prescription. Be very wary of ultra-cheap options, especially those advertising prices below $150 per month. While this price is incredibly appealing, it often signals major red flags. Questionable sources. The medication may be sourced from overseas pharmacies not regulated by the FDA, raising serious concerns about its purity and safety. Lack of medical oversight. At this price point, it is unlikely you are receiving proper care from a U.S. licensed healthcare professional who reviews your health history. You're likely just buying a substance, not a treatment program. The bait and switch. The low price is often a hook to get you in the door, after which you're hit with hidden fees for mandatory consultations, shipping, or program upgrades. Your health is not the place to cut corners. If the price seems too good to be true, it almost always is. A trustworthy GLP-1 provider operates with transparency and prioritizes your safety. Here's what you must look for. US-based FDA-registered compounding pharmacies. If they use compounded versions, they should openly state that the medications are sourced from licensed US-based compounding pharmacies that comply with quality standards. This is non-negotiable. Licensed medical providers. A legitimate service requires a real consultation with a US licensed healthcare professional, a doctor or nurse practitioner, who reviews your health history before prescribing anything. HIPAA-compliant telehealth platform. Your personal health information must be protected. Ensure their platform is secure and compliant with privacy laws. Ongoing support. The service shouldn't end after the prescription is sent. Look for providers that offer continued access to clinical support for the duration of your treatment. To truly compare providers, you need to look beyond the first month's price and calculate the total cost over at least 6 months. A low starting price can be very misleading. Sometimes the provider with the higher starting price can actually be cheaper in the long run because of its flat rate structure, protecting you from price increases as your dose goes up. Choosing a GLP-1 provider is a big decision for your health and your wallet. By asking the tough questions up front, being skeptical of prices that seem too good to be true, verifying medical legitimacy, and calculating your long-term total cost, you can find a provider that is both safe and sustainable for your journey. At TrimRx, we believe in making weight loss treatment straightforward and predictable, which is why we've adopted a fixed price model. This means you pay one flat monthly rate for your program, and that rate stays the same throughout your journey. Even as your dose increases to reach therapeutic levels for optimal results, whether that's to enhance weight loss efficacy, manage side effects, or align with your body's response, the price never goes up. This approach eliminates the uncertainty and escalating costs often seen with other providers, allowing you to focus solely on your health goals without worrying about budget surprises. Our all-inclusive pricing ensures you get comprehensive support without piecing together services from multiple sources. Let's break it down step by step. Your medication. The core of the program is your compounded semaglutide or tirzepatide, customized and prepared by licensed compounding pharmacies to meet your specific needs. All telehealth consultations. From your initial assessment to ongoing check-ins, you'll have unlimited access to licensed medical providers via telehealth. This includes personalized dose adjustments, progress reviews, and any necessary guidance. Shipping directly to your door. Every 28 days, your medication is shipped discreetly and securely right to your doorstep with no additional shipping fees or delays. 24/7 access to medical support. Round-the-clock assistance is available through our platform, so you can get answers to questions about side effects, usage, or anything else whenever you need them. By bundling these elements into one price, TrimRx streamlines your experience, making it easier to stay committed to your weight loss plan. What sets TrimRx apart is our commitment to transparency. The monthly rate you see is truly the total cost. There are no hidden or surprise fees tacked on at any point in your treatment. Unlike some programs that charge extra as your dose escalates, we keep things fixed with no dose-based increases. Consultations included at no extra charge. Shipping covered every time. Medical support always available without billing you separately. This all-in-one structure means you can plan your finances confidently, knowing exactly what to expect each month and avoiding the common pitfalls of unexpected expenses that derail many weight loss efforts. At TrimRx, we offer compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide starting as low as $199 per month when committing to a 12-month treatment. That's your medication, all consultations, shipping, and 24/7 support included. This price never changes, whether you're on the starting dose or the full therapeutic dose. And unlike other providers, you're backed by our weight loss guarantee or you get your money back. Our prices are different for the two medications due to variations in compounding costs and formulation complexity, with semaglutide being the more affordable option to start. So here's the bottom line. Ozempic, or more accurately semaglutide, can cost anywhere from $200 to $1,500 per month, depending on whether you're getting branded or compounded medication and whether your provider increases prices as your dose goes up. At TrimRx, we keep pricing transparent and fixed regardless of dosage, so you can focus on your weight loss journey instead of worrying about surprise costs. If you're ready to get started with a provider that puts transparency first and backs it with a weight loss guarantee, click the first link in the description to complete a free assessment and see if you qualify. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.